Um,
We can do that.
just for the last 7 hours, you just have been bombarded with data, bombarded with tools, bombarded with numbers. But one thing you notice from all of this is that Milestone is a company that invests heavily in technology, and it is at the end of the day, there is a whole lot of things that we do, whole lot of things that we are willing to try. That comes from the fact that we are very passionate about innovation, very passionate about technology, and very passionate about building products to scale. And we are very much interested, and Ben gave me this great example on why they even started building some of the technologies that we have. When I was interviewing for the role, he said it was getting so difficult to manage some things with people. So I would rather automate the whole thing and minimize the people so that I can minimize the amount of errors that I'm making. So with that in mind, what we started out was build out this beautiful thing. So I want to take you through what we are trying to do and why we are trying to do whatever we are trying to do and how it is going to come to fruition probably early fall and what all you can leverage out of this. I know you guys are exhausted. One thing I promise, there are no numbers. I'm sorry, there are numbers. Forget all these things. You know about this. You know about micro movements. How many of you know about micro movements? Google has talked enough about it. See, one thing, when I started building this slide deck and I started thinking about micro movements, I think it was Anil. He came to me and said, "It's all great. Micro movements are great, but I don't think anybody knows how to leverage micro movements. How to take control of these micro movements as a business." And I started thinking and doing some research about this, and then it hit me that there are 4 major pieces of these micro movements. You have to anticipate these micro movements. You have to know when your customer is in the market, and you have to provide relevance. You have to be there for your customer, provide relevant information, and you have to deliver now. Speed is going to be critical in which you deliver the information. And the last piece is, of course, measurement, right? And so, what do you need to do when you have to anticipate? Which means when you want to anticipate all these micro movements, it means you are ahead of the curve, thinking through what are all your customers are searching for. What are all your customers thinking about? How do they plan their vacation? How do they plan their travel? How do they plan what they want to do, right? How do they go buy a car? Which means then you need to be building sites. You need to be leveraging technologies such as AMP. You need to be working with your PR agencies. You need to be writing blogs. And you need to be talking to your influencers so that relevant content about how your customers anticipate these moments are out there. So when they are looking for, you know what, I really need to spend some time with my family at the beach. That's my first micro moment. I want to get away. I want to spend some time with my son at the beach. So I look for beach resorts. I look for places near the sand which have awesome resorts. And then the second piece I think through is, I don't want to be cooking, I don't want to be making food, so I'm looking for all-inclusive resorts near the beach with my son, right? That's the build-up of the anticipation. Build-up of my planning leads to anticipation. So are you writing blogs about all-inclusive resorts that you manage? Are you writing AMP content? Are you building AMP stories about all of this? Are you posting to social media? Is your schema capturing those information? That's your first step. Then, of course, you have to provide relevance. This is a great case study on Red Roof. If you guys have not read it, it's on Google AMP pages. Definitely read about it. Red Roof has captured this relevance market just for customers who are delayed and have to stay there for the night. Aircraft is delayed, they have to stay at the airport. What do? They go and purchase a bunch of keywords on airport hotels for some of the key airports where their properties are. And immediately they saw a huge surge on providing relevant, on the relevance factor. And the last piece is about the deliver now is very, very critical, and everybody talked about it. It's about why page speed matters, why AMP matters, why transactions matter, mobile payments matter. Why do you want to simplify the friction of doing for your customers? In my mobile, as soon as you have a pop-up, somebody showed the data on, as soon as I had a pop-up on my webpage, my mobile traffic dropped by 35%. I removed the pop-up, my transactions surged again. Customers are very finicky about things that cause friction on their website. And the last piece is about measurement. Alright, so you guys get a full picture of what you need to do to capture the micro moments. You need omni-channel solutions to capture these micro moments, right? Which means you are not just going to be limited to Google Marketing Platform. You just cannot be limited to Facebook Business Manager. You are just not limited to Bing Ads platform. You have to do everything. You have to deal with every single aspect of your marketing. Now, omni-channel problem. I just read the MarTech report. There are about 6,894 tools out there today, as of today. They do about every single aspect of this omni-channel solution. Now you can go ahead and use these tools. The problem is, if you have an employee churn in your organization, automatically you have to bring in somebody new. They have to relearn all these tools, and these tools also go through their own evolution. So you have to relearn the new things. You have to pretty much learning constantly with all these tools, and somebody will always come to you and pitch you a cheaper tool with a lot more functionality. Then you have to switch and you have to go through the learning process all over again. Dashboard. I know of a customer who built $200,000 worth of dashboard. The dashboard basically collected all the data, published the data, but they still were using the tools in the backend. So now they are just looking at the data, they are inferring the results, but then they have to go back to the tools to correct the problems. Dashboards again still don't solve your problem, but they are a great way to analyze the data. That's the right first step. We looked at all these problems, we looked at all the tools. In fact, we were culpable too. We were within Milestone, we were using so many tools, Adara, Surgeon, we were using Google Ads, we were using Display, Search Ads, we were using Facebook Ads. And every time Kanika and Jack would come and say, I need to report on this, or they will go to our head of BI, they will say, I need you to pull a bunch of sites together, bunch of places together and generate a report for me. I don't know what's going on. And then you guys are faced with your own CRS systems. You guys have your own point of sale system. You guys have your own CRM system. So it's just getting complex. So what we are going after is a platform. What we want to do is to basically take all your omni-channel problems and build roll all of this into one unified Milestone digital cloud. And that's the technology that we want to bring to you beginning in fall. And wherein you don't have to go to a different place to manage your local. You guys talk about responding to reviews. You don't go to a different place to respond to the reviews. We don't want you to go to Facebook to start publishing posts. We want you to start publishing posts right from here. And if you want to understand your analytics, go right here to understand the analytics. If you want to do keyword research, there is insights right there which will help you to do keyword research. Of course, Anil always calls it the poor man's Brighted. I don't agree with that, but shameless promotion aside, the idea for us, the problem for us is whatever we see, whatever our account management teams, our internal fulfillment teams, the challenges we see, we know that those are the challenges our customers also have. Our customers face these problems every day trying to pull together this data and represent this information and try to get their message across, either to their management or if you're a management group, here to the hotel manager. And our idea is basically this one platform to do them all. When I showed this photo, does anybody know what this photo is? Yeah, thank you very much. And do you see that? People get this reference. He said it's Back to the Future. There's a lot of the rings. Thank you very much. One platform to rule them all. The idea I can't have Anil win. No, he said it was Back to the Future. I don't know what Walter said. Walter said it was something else. Nobody caught the Lord of the Rings reference. Anyway, I love Lord of the Rings. It's one of the best. The idea for us is basically build a platform, provide you with all possible integrations. We have an awesome product team. You heard from Mike, you heard from Gilbert, we have Dav sitting right there, we have Vishaka, we have a couple of new guys as well joined us. And we have a very strong engineering team as well. And we are pulling together all of this into one single streamlined unified platform. Now, this is not the end. This is not the final platform we want. This is just the beginning. So just to give you some sneak preview, this is how your profile summary, this is how you're going to update your profile, this is how you're going to update your location information, publish posts, check your reviews and respond to reviews, and look at all your analytics dashboard all in one single place. Now, this is just the beginning. This is our beginning of innovation. This is what we wanted to achieve. And we will be achieving it in early fall. So some of you will start getting access to it as quickly as possible. Some of you will be nice to me, so I'll give you better things. And everybody will get access early fall. And we'll be rolling it out to, you will start seeing beta links on the analytics dashboard. I never said the year. Do not get me into trouble in front of my boss. Yes, 2018. But this is not the end. This is where our innovation begins. This is where we want to start, right? Now, where do we go from here? Now, our vision for the platform is actually much bigger. We want to add 3 important components, which we see as a missing in other platforms and products that exist outside. You got CMS, social, reviews, reports, analytics, wow. But what do these 3 things miss? Everybody talked about the strategies, that every business needs to have a strategy. You start off with, I want to achieve a goal, and then for each strategy there's a bunch of campaigns you run, and for each and every campaign you have a bunch of content you need to create, you need to do a bunch of analysis, and then you need to measure the impact, right? Strategy is a big part of your day-to-day work. You need to understand what you're achieving. Every part of the workflow needs content. You need content for social, you need content for website, you need content for local. Google Posts surprisingly requires content weekly. You need to publish weekly on Google Posts, or else your SEO goes down, right? You need content everywhere. And messaging is a way for you to outreach to your customers, right? You want to do posts, you want at the same time, as soon as the customer checks in, you want to send an SMS out saying, hey, did you guys have a good check-in process, right? Hey, would you like to take a quick survey, a 2-second survey, or why don't you respond back with your NPS number from 0 to 10, right? All of these things are possible with the messaging platform. So, what are we going for? First and foremost thing in our mind, the immediate innovation after we complete our platform is to go tackle the strategy problem. And this is a common problem what we are seeing. Every single customer we talk to have the same problem. We don't know what my strategy calendar looks like. Some of them, I think I talked to somebody who said they have a huge strategy calendar on Google Docs. It's a huge Excel sheet I manage. What we feel is that all these strategies calendars can be centralized in our platform, and we can either, whether you work with us or not, this could be a place where you track how you are performing. With the help of analytics, you can now tie back everything into metrics and goals that you are trying to achieve. Simple goal, grow the top of the funnel by 20%. You have 2 campaigns, fall campaign and the Thanksgiving sale. You got to do keyword research. You have to build content, you have to build AMP page. All of the keyword research you do with the Insights tool, you build your content, build your AMP page, and publish it on the website, and then you start measuring the impact on the analytics. Same thing for the Thanksgiving sales. Keyword research, build a landing page, and run an ads campaign and measure the ROAS. To have a complete overview of every single activity, this is our vision, so that you have full control of your strategy calendar. Next piece is a content piece, and this is something that our customers suffer a lot today, trying to find out give me some content ideas. I don't know what content I want to put. Today we have integrations with a whole lot of places. We bring in reviews, we bring in the Q&A that exists on Google, we bring in reviews from TripAdvisor, we bring in Q&A from TripAdvisor, we have social, we have user-generated content, people coming in and publishing about you on Twitter, about you on Facebook. And then we have your own website content, and we have a whole lot of local events, RSS feeds. We have a whole lot of content. Now we can take this content and feed into various aspects. We have, I don't know how many of you guys know that, Benu drives a whole lot of voice actions, and because of Benu's initiative, 3 of our properties have been published on Google Home. So you can go and search for these properties on Google Home, and Google Home responds to you. But that requires content, that requires FAQs to be published on the Google Assistant. Your website needs consistent content, constant content needs to be published. Your ads, social posts, all of this requires content. So our idea is to build this content platform with which all the teams can consume this content, whether they take it and publish it on social, or whether they take it and publish it on website. There is one single place to store all the content. And the last piece is messaging. With content, you also need CRM to target your customers. So one of the big initiatives is to build our own CRM, as well as integrate with all other third-party CRMs that is available there, so that you can take the content and you can take it out of the platform. You can be it you are doing a personalization, ad targeting, you are publishing it on social, you are doing Google posts or Yelp CTAs, or you are doing. Now these are the 3 big initiatives that we are trying to accomplish, and we are not going to stop there. There are 2 other initiatives from content management system and analytics side that we are working on. Personalization. Everybody talked about personalization. We even, I think when Asta was talking about, people asked about location-based, geolocation-based personalization. That is something that we already offer. The next thing in personalization is user-level personalization. Do you want your web experience to change based on the type of user? Do you want to have a different experience or a different offer or a different specials for a business user versus a family user? Those are all we already experimented with the personalization. We ran a couple of POCs, and we definitely saw a 10% lift in conversion because of some of the personalization efforts we did. What we want to do is now fully bake it into our content management platform and tie it together with the CRM system so that we can provide you with a comprehensive personalization solution. And the last piece of technology innovation is in predictive analytics. One of the big problems when I talk to Richard, or when we talk to Jack and Kanika, is always about we get insights, we get reports, which are great. And we talked about dashboards. They are great, nice to build, awesome, everybody looks at it. What people don't understand is, if I'm not a marketer, if I'm a general manager of a hotel, or if I'm a proprietor of a restaurant, what my daily job is not looking at these reports and inferring my digital marketing strategy. My job is, I just need to know what happened, why it happened, and how to fix it. And if it is under my control, I will fix it, or else I will give it to my minions to get it fixed. Sessions went down, how to fix it. Or web traffic is up because somebody needs to articulate all this. So that is basically looking at our data, looking at troves of data that we have collected, and just make sense of it. This is what we call as automated insights, and this is something that we are actively working on now. as a part of our 2018, end of 2018 goal. Now, everybody talked about artificial intelligence, machine learning, blah, blah, blah. It is great as long as there is some tangible questions are being answered by these technologies. And from a digital marketing perspective, there are few questions, at least for me. I don't know about you guys. Probably you guys are far more experienced. If somebody comes and gives me $10,000 and say, increase my top of the funnel by 10%, I don't know how to distribute that $10,000 across multiple channels. I wouldn't know with all the tools that I have. I'll probably spend $10,000 on Google Ads and say, oh, you know what, this is all I could do. But is that the effective solution? What is the right way? How do I distribute? How do I optimize? How do I plan for my digital marketing spread? What is the most optimal way? How do I optimize my pricing for OTAs? One of the things that I was talking to a customer on the phone and they said, hey, why you guys have this price widget that you show up on the website? Why does it not show up on my website? It's because your price is always more than the OTAs. But then they asked me, how can I basically bring my price down? Where do I get that information? I said, go to the analytics dashboard. That's a rate parity price that tells you what the OTAs are pricing it. But then that's again, it's on the hindsight. What we want to do is based on 2 years of trend line, what is the OTA price going to be for this year? How do I predict my OTA pricing? And based on that, I can set my room rate. These are some of the things that we are working on from the analytics front. Again, I'm done. Again, as I said, no numbers, just a lot of fluff. And there's a lot of technology work that we are doing in the back end. So hopefully those come to fruition very soon and you guys can start giving us critical feedback. Again, key takeaway for me is whether you use Milestone or whether you go and look for solutions elsewhere, important thing is the more and more tools, diverse tools you use, more and more challenges you're going to have. Point tools are thing of past. Platform is the right way to go. Anybody giving you comprehensive digital marketing solution is the right way to go. If you want to target micro-moments, if you want to capture your customers and if you want to capture the micro-moments of your customers. What the work we are trying to do is to basically leverage the Milestone Digital Cloud, and again, I'm not very happy with that name. It's mouthful. I'm still fighting with Walter on that.
We're not calling it Precious.
But the idea is to streamline dashboarding, streamline reporting, as well as the last piece, which is very, very important to my heart, is basically operations. It's not just about dashboarding and reporting, but also operationalizing the platform, making it functional for you is the critical piece. And the last part is, of course, our focus is always going to be on how to streamline technology for execution. So how can we reduce human cost? How can we automate things at the same time, give you the same amount of benefit as a human intelligence would do? And that's the pitch, and that's the technology, and that's the innovation Milestone is driving towards.